Very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Today, I take you through the paces of how do we carve the leaders of tomorrow in our academies. To introduce myself, let me tell you, I am not a celebrity. I am a very ordinary person with some edge. I was born in a place which doesn't Google even today. When I was a child, the sound of a bus would mesmerize me as to which is this world where buses ply. What does a road look like? A metal road. I studied in a school where sitting on mats and all that goes in yesteryears, which you would have perhaps read in fiction or heard from your grandparents, went through. And today, I get an opportunity on a platform like an academy to talk to you on carving leadership of tomorrow. Why did I give this introduction? If you ask many of the successful people in life, the lamppost readers, these strugglers, and all, they have similar stories to tell. So, boys and girls, the message I wanted to give in this introduction is that if I could do it, so can you. So can each one of you. So believe yourself, believe in yourself, and carry on in the pursuit of excellence. Like in military parlance, we say, Yuddha Krityaya Nishchaya, into battle with resolve, which is the message of Bhagavad Gita. What am I going to be doing today? I am seized of the fact that I am taking you to the paces when you have joined an academy, an academy where leaders are trained. Whatever I'm going to speak to you will be with utmost conviction because let me tell you guys, I had the fortune of being the commandant of an officers training academy, Director General of National Cadet Corps, which you know is the largest volunteer youth organization of the world. And what is perhaps not written in my resume or otherwise is I also was the commandant of a training center where soldiers are trained. A boy who lands up from a bus or a rail is put through paces for 42 weeks and then he stands tall and to carry on any mission assigned anywhere in the country. It's a tall order. So, with that experience, whatever I'm going to tell you, firstly, nothing of it will be fiction, nothing but facade, and it is all what actually happens in the centers and the academies. And no moral lectures. I like to give you examples with sound illustrations, pictorial, and not much of data, just to keep your mind uncluttered. All right. I hope you all know that all the training academies of India, Air Force, Navy, Army, they are all world class. By virtue of so much of service, I joined National Defense Academy on 9th of January 1975. All right. Definitely. National Defense Academy, if from a vantage point and you look at that valley where National Defense Academy is situated, you swell with pride. No academy of the world can match. Come to the officers' academies, whether it is Indian Military Academy or Officers Training Academy in Chennai or Gaya or Air Force Academy, Dindigul or INS Azimula, any of these academies, they are super world class. World class. All right. So be proud if you get a chance to join any one of them. You will be training yourself in an institution of utmost repute and perhaps, you know, on a higher pedestal than even Sandhurst and West Point and things like that. They are also great academies, but we are no less, boys and girls. Also, you must understand the difference between a commissioning academy and a pre-commissioning academy. Like National Defense Academy, you don't get commissioned from there. You undertake training, you become a graduate, you undergo service subjects training. The Army, Navy, and Air Force, all three wings of the academy, train together. From Jawaharlal Nehru University, you get a graduate's degree, and then you move on to the Air Force Academy or Naval Academy or Indian Military Academy for commissioned academy training. So that's the difference you should try and keep in mind when I tell you a few things. I'll be largely focusing on what happens on a commissioning academy. And the contours of what I'm going to speak will be more pertinent to Army, but they will, in some measure, with some modification, they're applicable to all academies. All right. So, leadership by design. Here I say one or two things. Firstly, are leaders born or made? I don't want to get into this debate, but suffices to say leaders are made. Leaders are made. Let's not debate. And that is what we do in the academies. And each one of us, each one, boy or a girl, poor, rich, backdrop, villager, metro, small town, whichever way, they are all born with some qualities of leadership. So, with little bit of apprenticeship, they all can be made. So, whether you call it the academies are nurseries of leadership, or there are cradle for leadership, or we train leaders by design in a defined curriculum, it is your conjecture. I draw your attention to the viewfoil and the two formation signs that you see on this. And boys and girls, if you have some difficulty in reading the viewfoils by some color design, I excuse myself, but I think somewhere on the template, whatever has appeared is, but I'll try and read out what appears faded. Grooming the military leaders of tomorrow. Look at the formation sign on your left, the insignia on the left. This is National Defense Academy. You see swords, you see wings, and you see an anchor. And the background color is purple of this insignia. Much of you should know that if you mix the colors of Army, Navy, and Air Force, red, sky blue, and blue, the color that generates is purple. So it is a tri-service pre-commissioning training institute. That is how the insignia is so designed. What you read there, it used to be service before self in our time when we were in the academy, and today it's Seva Parmo Dharma. That's the motto. Draw your attention to on the right. This is the formation sign of or insignia of typically any officer's training academy. It has steel gray and red color. Now this is important. If I show you even the tie that I am wearing today, let me lower this screen a bit. Even this tie is the academy tie, which is, steel gray and red. What does it mean? Steel gray is raw courage, and red is sacrifice, stands for blood. That means we are training people who think joint, who are courageous enough to sacrifice their life for the cause of the nation. So that is why these colors are chosen. So it is for this purpose that I wanted to show you these insignias, and they carry their meaning. In military, you will find in Navy and Air Force, it is not so. In the Army, every unit or establishment has an insignia. This insignia signifies that the operational role assigned to them and what is expected of them battle, what is the ethos of their training, of their living, and their pursuit of operations when the need arises. So that is how the formation signs are designed. So about the academies, if you remember this much, For today, good enough. And before I move further, boys and girls, let me extend best wishes to you for our Independence Day, for the trying times that we are coping with, to yourselves, to your parents, to your brothers, sisters, friends, gully, mohalla, village, your town, school, institution, teachers, to all those who are part of your life. I also extend the best wishes to you to evolve a value system for yourself. And more importantly, I extend my best wishes to you so that you can generate inner strength with yourself to uphold those value systems in your life. Right. Now, what I told you that leaders can be made, they are made. Look at this pic that you see. This is Sam Manekshaw, the chief, 1970 war, 71 war, and it is from Akhnur sector, and somewhere during the pre-war period or post-war period. What is written on the right? You can import the best of weaponry and equipment, but you cannot import leadership. I will not illustrate this more. You need excavators, you need lifts, go to Germany. You want best of watches of the world, go to France, go to Switzerland. You want some aviation stuff, go to France, go to Britain, go wherever. But for leadership in critical domains, and military being one of them, everything has to be homegrown. And we want leaders. Look at this pic. This is firstly you're going to be your life in an operational life. It's a three-man trench. On the right is standing the commanding officer who is of the troops. These boys are from Gurkhas, and this is the life that you lead in combat or combat-like situations. This is your home. What you see, you need leaders who can hold hands of their men, who can look at their eyes, and the men are comfortable when the chief is around. And more importantly, they are willing to sacrifice their life on a simple wink by this command that you see in front. These are the leaders we have to produce in the academies. I'll come to you as to why do I make this backdrop a little later. Boys and girls, what is the mandate in the academies? The mandate in the academy to me as commandant when I read was that provide for our nation military leaders of the highest professional, intellectual, physical, and moral caliber. I'll read once again. Highest professional, intellectual, physical, and moral caliber. Now, this is definitely a very daunting task for the commanding officer of the battalions, the platoon commanders, the youngsters who train these boys on field, and for commandant of the academies. You want a Rambo and you want Swami Vivekananda, both in the same man. So what do we produce? We produce scholar warriors. What is a scholar warrior? Warrior first, and who's a scholar? And what is it? The end product. It is all specified. It is all quantified. You are supposed to produce people who can command a platoon independently once they put stars on their shoulders. What is a platoon? It is a body that comprises 36 people of different ranks and stages in service. So that means when you pass out of an academy from the army, you should be able to lead 36 men independently by yourself in missions that you hear about every day. कश्मीर में ये हुआ, मणिपुर में एम्बुश हो गया, उसके बाद परसूट हो गया, उसके बाद चेज हो गया. So this is what happens moment you are at the age of 20, 21, 22, when you just got commissioned. As you rise high, then you command much larger bodies of troops, much larger. All right, like a three-star would be commanding something like 2 lakh of troops. You know, when you are in command, something like we all did in our life. But this is the basic mandate from where you begin. Now, what is the mission? That's the mandate. So, the mission is to produce leaders for 2 decades ahead. So, therefore, boys and girls, It is important to know what do we need 2 decades ahead from now. And let me also tell you, boys and girls, that whatever I am speaking, although you yet to crack CDS, you will go for SSB. Read the fine print. Something of what I am speaking today will be tested in your attitude, your team spirit, your simplicity of mind, your resolve, and a trainable mind. This is what the SSBs look for, in a sense. Okay, what do they look for? It look for a simple man. When I went from my SSB in 74, I could not speak even a sentence of English properly, but I had a very high score in the SSB. Firmness, resolve, team person, trainable, trainable. They don't want trained people in the SSBs, but you should be trainable. Attitude must be right. All right. The rest, of course, the people who train you for SSB, they'll tell you more. But in nutshell, this is what they're looking for. So, 2 decades from hence, what do we need? And before I tell you that, let me tell you a story. A story of nobility of profession that you join. Hear this. You will perhaps, blood will have a bit of a rush. All professions in life are noble. Today, you know what health workers are doing. You know what the surgeons are doing. You can't distinguish whether a doctor is a nobler person or it is an engineer who created those equipment which he uses to treat people. He is nobler. A cobbler on the roadside is nobler. A safai karamchari is a noble person. A choreographer is a noble. An entertainer is a noble profession. All professions are great in life. But when you come to profession of the services of the military, there are some things which you must understand. Why I still call it noblest of all. All professions, as you know, are noble. All of them. And it is, I always quote, because there is something that the services work on, the principle of unlimited liability. Unlimited liability. I must illustrate this a bit. How did I join the National Defense Academy? After schooling in my village, I did my higher secondary, 10th and 11th standard, so to say, in a metro called Firozpur, which is a border town near Hosseiniwala. On the night of 3rd December 1971, I saw the amber sky from the Pakistan side, and this town is in the artillery range and in the wherever the battle takes place. It is just 4 or 5 kilometers from the border. And Hosseiniwala was a very major battle, of 1971. I was a child of 14 years of age, and the amber sky and the aircrafts attacking and the mechanized forces mobilizing towards the border and the air defense guns opening up and there was battle noise and all that. And what did I do? I, with my family, evacuated myself to safe haven in Himachal Pradesh where I belong. What did the forces do? The only people on the road, on the ground, who were rushing towards the border were the armed forces, aircrafts, tanks, vehicles, sirens, blackouts, air force, radars. All this opened up to the hour of the need. So, the only profession which marches towards the epicenter of danger, threat to life, is the profession. And that day, boys and girls, I experienced an artillery shell falling about 10 meters away from me. And that's the day I decided that I would go the National Defense Academy way. I quit President of India's scholarship to do Master of Engineering to join the National Defense Academy. All right. So this is the nobility that this profession holds. When in an air base an aircraft crashes, people don't moan. They all take off in solidarity with the loss and to say we are around. Surya Kiran, which does the Air Force shows, you would, which are hair raising. They lost one boy in Bangalore last year. The other boy who got paralyzed is the son of my colleague. He's now back into the same pit and he's joining the same Surya Kiran, son of Bahadur Singh. All right. This is the profession that I am talking of. Your liberties are curtailed the day you join the academy. When once firing on the line of control, we lost a boy from our battery. So, what did we do? Did we stop? Did we mourn? We put his body on a side which was splinter ridden, saluted him, and fired with unprecedented precision and lethality, causing much more damage to the enemy. So, this is, and in this, there is nothing that I will do this, so I'll get lauded. Somebody will give me a holiday in Mauritius, or somebody will give me a pay hike. Nothing of this. Profession beyond transactional domain. So this is the nobility of, and at the cost of life. Here I also tell a story. In Lolap Valley in JNK, one of the commanding officers got shot and he died on the spot. What did the men do? They ran. They ran in pursuit. Who was the second in command? The second in command got shot again. Shot where? Shot in the jaw. How was he operated? He was operated sitting in base hospital in Srinagar because if he lied down, the tongue was getting swallowed. Where is that man today? He is incapacitated for life. All right. Did they kill militants in that pursuit? No. Did they create fear in the minds? Yes. Did they remove the threat of militancy from this area? Yes, in a measure way. But what is the price you paid? Which I just explained to you. So, boys and girls, no other profession in the world makes you undergo this kind of transaction of business without any expectations of returns. All right, this I will, when I said that we'll create a leadership for 2 decades ahead. So, what are the kind of things that will happen in next 10, 12 years? So for which the leaders, all of you, as you join, what is it that you will have to prepare yourself for? Firstly, your domain from low intensity conflict to nuclear war, hybrid war, that means you are fighting up front and there are militants behind, highest levels of technology, friction, chaos, lethality. This will be the order of wherever you are in action. And what is most is there is a small tick on what you don't see, small teams. It's in a box. All right. That small teams will be the order of the day, which you will be commanding as young officers. And boys and girls, victory is the only answer for a soldier who is commanding a small team. You will operate behind enemy lines, you will operate in gray areas. And believe me, if you don't succeed, then perhaps your family will despise you if they don't disown you. Your girlfriends will leave you. Your boyfriends will get rid of you. The same gully mohalla will you walk with such pride, your head will be stooping low. So, no victory, no return. This is the general gospel that we teach in the cadets, to the cadets, and we practice in military life. All right, now these are the operational contours. And then the next bullet which writes is a strategic corporal. Every boy is strategic corporal, boy or a girl. What does this mean? This means that you may hold a lower rank in your stature, but your actions will have strategic implications. Here, I'll take your mind to Gugoi, that boy who in May 2017, while trying to evacuate some boys from the CRPF in and where militant area in Shopian or Pulwama, had taken some locals on front of his jeep and evacuated those boys. Much of it came in media, human rights, violation, this, that, whichever way you say, but bravado. Because he saved 10, 11 lives and didn't cause any damage to anyone. His decision, small stature, but implications, positive or negative, go to the highest domain. All right. And next three, four bullets, which I don't think much else time I'll spend is, you know, the operation of the commanders at lower level will be through transparency and media glare. You're always vulnerable you're in a glass house as a leader. So therefore, you have to be above board in all your conduct. And then next one or two points that are given is socio-economic changes. The boys that you command tomorrow, the days of Bada Sahib are gone. कि मैं तो साला साहिब बन गया, ऐसा तन गया. No, you are part of the team. Your men have changed. Many of them are as qualified as you are in terms of years of education. They study in similar schools, but it's only your professional knowledge and conduct that will put you above them. That is why scholar warriors. And what is written in the bottom is the secular fiber, and on top of that is the cantonment culture is in change. That means in the cantonments life has changed, so you have to set right examples of conduct as officers, which for yesterday was not so. Today you have to conduct right examples. And lastly, which I want to cover a little bit, is secular fiber of the services is very much intact. Here I always tell a story. In 1992, I think, Kalka, that cable car episode, when the cable car got stuck in ahead of Parvanu in that Karka trail, and it was getting snapped. Who was sitting inside? There were some one or two ladies. Whom were they praying to? Vaishnu Devi, Bachalo, Ma, Durga, Shakti, Ityadi. As they said, that they were praying to these goddesses. Who flew the chopper to evacuate them was Major, John Major, who became the air chief later. He flew the helicopter, and who came down? It was Cardozo, a Christian. So a Parsi flying a Christian saved somebody who was praying to goddesses to, for evacuation. I am not trying to say that what happened, but I find that इसमें ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि किसको बचाने जा रहे हैं. कास्ट एंड क्रीड क्या है. इन मिलिट्री there is sarv dharam sthal. There is no mandir, no gurdwara separate. In mixed units, there is only one dharam ka sthal. And in battalions, there are Muslims and there are Christians and there are Hindus in a battalions. For example, Grenadiers Regiment. So Maulvi will say something on Gita and a Panditji will perhaps cite Quran. So in the military, this environment, we have to make sure that our, the cadets whom we train are very sensitive to the cultural and this interface. This I'll tell you when they are judged for officer-like qualities as well. All right, what is the process of transformation? How do we transform a man who's like all of you today to become officers at the end of it? Let me give you one example. Firstly, since I said that we have to train you to certain values and I read about the insignia, in the Indian Military Academy, when you take your last step, Antim Pag as it is called, something is flashed to you in for emphasis. It's called Chetwood motto. Chetwood was the first commandant of the Indian Military Academy, pre-independence. And what does this say? It says safety, honor, and welfare of a country comes first, always and every time. The safety, welfare, and the comfort of your men comes next. And your own ease, comfort, and safety come last, always and every time. That means nation first, then is the men you command, and then your own self. That's why I said in National Defense Academy it was service before self. And this insignia of the academy, which I showed you, it shows three values: Shaurya, Gyan, Sankalp. Shaurya, Gyan, Sankalp. All right. It summarizes what virtues: Virta, Vivek, honor, courage, bravery, knowledge, wisdom, and resolve. These are the mottos of most academies of the world when summarized. What do these mottos do? They build courage when courage seems to fail. They regain faith when there is little cause of faith left. And they create hope when hope seems distant. So in these mottos, the attention of every cadet is drawn before you really start training and during the whole process and before you pass out as officers as well. What do you see here? Look at this top. This is when I was the commandant of the training center. This picture belongs to that time. This is a young boy whose picture I captured when he joined the academy, holding a bag from the train which arrived at Nasik railway station, Nasik Road. And what you see on right is the same boy holding the national flag and leading a contingent in drill. And with the flag as held, as you see, the national flag as held. And I call it, how does a recruit? A Jawan trainee is called a recruit. An officer training is called a gentleman cadet or a lady cadet. All right. So this boy transformed to this in how many weeks? 42 weeks. 4 weeks of midterm or mid training and basic training and advanced training, 19 weeks each. And in 42 weeks, boys and girls, this boy is transformed from what you see on the left to the right. And the same happens to the officers in much stricter, and the training of a Jawan is, easier than an officer. I'll repeat again that Jawan's training is easier than an officer's training. Physically, mentally, professional acumen, leadership, all counts. All right. Now, this is what we do in mere 42 weeks. All right. This is what men. Now, what do we do to the officers? What is a term in the academy like? You will generally train for a year in OTA or year and a half in IMA, and similar period in the in for commissioning, similar pre-commissioning training in Air Force and Naval academies. All right, it is each term is 22 weeks, which comprises around 1200 periods. 1200, 791 structured periods. Every afternoon a period, 339. Nights 84, and there are camps and exercises 7 times in a term. And what you see on the left is a little bit of breakdown on PT, drill, service subjects. Service subjects meaning military orientation, firing, field engineering, signal communication, etc. And then is academic training. Academic training is science and technology, IT, current affairs, these kind of things. And then are POP, clubs, hobbies, night training, and so on and so forth. If you see the pie chart, diagonally opposite are the two subjects which receive maximum attention, and these are service subjects and PT and physical training and things like this. Now, boys and girls, this is the structured kind of time in an academy, but मेरे को दिखाना please. I want to tell you a few things. Let me hold on a clear picture that I see. When we train here, what is it that we do? Firstly, there is no first among equals. You may be Ambani's son, you may be a farmer's son, you may be from a metro, you may be from a village. The size of your box, the socks you wear, the shoe that you don, the shirt cloth and the trouser you wear, the belt you wear, the beret you wear, the hackle you wear, the sign you wear is same for all. Same for all. That is the first point written. No first among equals. And second is mind over body. In an academy, you are trained to have a mind. Sometimes if you ask yourself, how much can you walk on a march? Somebody will say 20 kilometers, 40 kilometers, 30 kilometers with 20 kgs, 10 kgs on back. But actually, if you ask yourself, you walk as much as your mind can take you. So it is this mind that has to be conditioned, which is the focal area of training in the academies. I assure you, if you join the academy, someday nahi, every day, you will have trouble getting up from a pot to stand straight. And here I am reminded of that movie Prahar. When in the commando training, somebody tells, यार मेरे नाक पे मक्खी बैठा है, कोई उड़ा दो आके. You will not even have that much of strength. And this, and everybody has done it. 50,000 officers have passed out from the army academies alone, or maybe more, 60,000 plus now. All right. Then we build courage and confidence. You will ride horses. It is not for fun alone, it is to generate confidence in you. You will all jump from 10 meters board in a swimming pool, all of you. Otherwise, don't pass out. It is to test you. Not that in real life you'll be jumping, but it is to build that courage and confidence in you. So you will ride, you will march 40 kilometers with 20 kgs on your back, and character and team building will be the focal areas all along. You will be observed what you do when you're not under observation of a platoon commander, when nobody is watching you. How do you behave? नो एक्सक्यूजेस. आज बारिश हो रहा है, मौसम थोड़ा अच्छा है, आज थोड़ा सा लेट नाइट हो गया, आज हम कैंप से वापस आए हैं तो कल पीटी नहीं होता है. एंड नो एक्सक्यूजेस. एंड इफ यू आर नॉट सिक एंड यू रिपोर्ट सिक, then no excuses again. But if you are really not well, you will be taken good care in a scientific manner. And boys and girls, every cadet is looked at scientifically. That means in the academy, when you go, you will be judged for your gauge, you will be judged for your stamina, you will be judged for your upper body strength. And each cadet then will be given, attention which is as he needs. In most academies today, we have sports medicine centers where you are scientifically put through these tests, gait analyzers, and your upper body, lower body tests. The sports medicine specialist will test you, the physical training officer will test you, and then you will be put through your development accordingly. It's not a uniform training to all. Now, the staff in the academies who will deal with you will be Nana Patekar of Prahar. That means they are very nice at heart, but they are merciless. They will train you for what you are. Because they have really been chosen. Even the drill instructors who are not officers, administration staff, all are chosen. You have to meet your stringent QR, qualitative requirements, to get to an academy. So you will be under best hands for training. I was head of HR in the army, a deputy head of HR in the army for good over 2 years, and we used to select officers and send to the academies after very, very deep scrutiny. Now I'll show you some glimpses quickly of what happens in the academy. This flag you will not be holding and going in this training. This is just for a bit of facade. But you'll be holding weapons, you'll be dressed most of the time like this, as you see, you'll be facing those smoke and everything else. But let me show you some real pictures. How does your day start with? The day starts with what you see on left, morning muster. It happens when the day is about to break. The people are in two dresses because they are headed for different classes that morning. Their schedule is different. But prayer is sung together. What does the prayer go like? Here I am reminded of the National Defense Academy prayer. O God, help us to keep ourselves physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight, so that in doing our duty to Thee and our country, we may keep the honor of services untarnished. In 9th of January 75, I said this the first time, and I haven't forgotten since. And it is few more lines on that. And most academies have similar prayers, and that is how the day starts. And then what you see on the right, you will be doing 3, 4, 5 kilometers. It's not run. It is, tables, physical training tables, which are little scientific. And what you see on the left, all of you will jump from 10 meters. It is not ki aake ek kudi laga diya. It is standing in Savdhan, saying your name. I am so and so. and then taking a step forward and falling vertically like a brick. And then everybody does it. And this is what I told you, riding for fun and riding for confidence. And after doing all this in the morning, you will be studying. What you see on the bottom left are the classes in combat. It doesn't mean that you can't study, because must have come from a field engineering class, or they are going for a service subject class after this, or map reading. In between is their academic scheduled for leadership or current affairs or science and technology or whatever. And what you see on the left is communication skills development. You know, these two boys, one speaking, and on the left are the cadets seated. What you see on the right bottom is, after doing a day's routine, you get around 30-40 minutes to get ready, get into a study period, and after study period, then you have a evening anti-room procedure. Like you had muster in the morning, these boys who are dressed like this are sitting, actually these are actual pictures whatever I'm showing you from my academy. I just culled out some of them from my computer, whichever were, I had some of them, so they may not be best resolution, but they're actually true, and most of them I clicked myself. So this is the ante-room procedure, where the orders and the schedule of next day is given, and after this you move for dinner. So you get ready after the day's routine, and then you have a study period which is compulsory, and then you have ante-room, and then you move to your dinner straight from there. Come back and lights are out at 10 o'clock. The day begins at 4:30 or 5 in the morning next day with a cup of tea. Now, while this is all structured, in every battalion area or living area, there are obstacles placed, there are ropes, there are beams, there are basketball nets and volleyball. You can, in your own time, you can hone your skills as much as you wish. And generally, this will be a norm in your living areas, a little more informally. And this, boys, most of you, not all of you, will be climbing ropes in your training. So the ropes are in, so that maximum people can make use of it. What you see on the right is confidence building. Stand on a wall, rope is thrown to you. You are in a combat dress with weapon, and you go and jump on the right side and sit on a log. And it is called obstacle training. All of you will do it. And I was pretty good at it when I was a cadet. Okay. Then is the battle inoculation, weapon training on the right, musketry, and Burma Bridge on the bottom. This is what you will be exposed to, and which is fun. At your age, it's easy and fun. Then is the sports, most loved part. This I need not say. But what you see on the right is good. You will be made sure that you are able to, that you are able to get your abdominal this thing in order. Now we come to the practice camps, which I mentioned to you. The camps and outdoor exercises. You get a chance to give orders. These boys who are cadets are actually your batchmates. You get an appointment, you give orders on a mission that you have to raid so and so place, march so many kilometers, do this navigation, and undertake that task. And such things will culminate in what you see. This boy on the left, 30 kgs on the back, 40 kilometers of run, small torch in a slush, you have to self navigate. If you don't reach, you get lost, and of course it's a competition. Now here I am reminded why I told you that character is always up front in a training schedule. So when I spoke to one of the boys in such a march, I asked this, when 10 of them had collected at a checkpoint, who carried more than one weapon today? So one boy jumped and he said, sir, I carried two. And that he'll never forget me in his life. So I called the whole course there and I told them, when in an event like this, it's a team event. Somebody may have a blister in his shoe. It may not be his best day. Don't take credit. Because by saying you carried two, you actually belittle the other boy whose weapon you carried. So I never asked whose weapon did you carry. But I told him, you need to be a better team man than you are. All right, and here I must tell you, we got lost in the academy when I was in Golden Ring exercise. Instead of 42 kilometers, we ended up moving around 60 kilometers, and I had two weapons throughout on me and a radio set battery, which is tough to carry. But nobody knew that I did this, barring the person to whom this is given. I believe these are the values you need to develop for yourself. And what is the picture I put on right? When you do a road march like this, next day is not chutti. Next day you'll be doing something like this or something like this. So your days, in the academies, it is out of the world. It is Gurukul. It is Arjun and Dronacharya. It is great. It is simply great. This drill instructor, he's a Jawan, he's a Havaldar, NCO. And this is how you will move in the academies. Each one to a cycle. You may have a Honda City at home or Fortuner or whatever car you drive, but there you will be cycle. Cycle के पीछे लिखा होगा so and so company cycle number 121, 140, and that is your responsibility to maintain that cycle. And then you move in the same dress in squads. All right, and these boys, you will be proud of them. These NCOs. Without them, the academy training is only half. Whether it is drill or it is physical training or it is weapon training or it is field engineering or it is firing, they are the ones. They are the best. They are the chosen, absolutely chosen lot. They really don't treat you like officers. And moment you become commissioned, they humble and each one is saluted by these people who actually trained you. Okay, they come and salute you, and you don't even realize that these are the same people who trained us this like this yesterday. Imagine this life. Can you imagine this life? I'm getting goosebumps even today. All right, and then you have dinner. Now, dinner is what you see. It's laid out. It's one of the dinner nights, and every day also the dinner is like this, but not in this special dress. It is in the dress which I showed you for NT room, and it is really it's fun. One would give a right arm to have a meal in that environment and ambience that you see in the academy. But I must tell you, it is a parade as well. Your seniors are seated next to you, so you know what happens when your senior and juniors are mixed. But you learn, they groom you. They groom you on etiquettes, they groom you on values, they groom you on your character, integrity. Each activity in the academy will have some aim. All right, then comes the passing out parade. On the horse is the adjutant of the academy, the very, very famous character. Vikram is his name, and Vikram Bali. This gentleman is already commanded a battalion, and he is in Ranchi and currently. And these are the cadets who are serving somewhere or the other. And it's a very mesmerizing experience of passing out parade. How do you evaluate? I must tell you this. Something about record keeping. Each cadet has a dossier to himself. Now, what does it contain? The dossier contains your strengths, your areas of improvement, achievements, and all aspects are studied minutely by the commanders. And then there are weightages assigned to your performance in academics, your service subjects, in physical training, riding, everything, WT, weapon training, everywhere, camps, and then you are judged. And officer like qualities form the highest component of your order of merit. Officer like qualities, because this is what we are training. Subjectivity is minimized, it is zero, because you are awarded score after every event, and there are multi layers. There is a platoon commander, there is a company commander, there is a battalion commander, and there is chief instructor. Each one of you is watched by these four layers of assessment. So therefore, because there is a reason for it, whatever is your order of merit which is fixed in the academy, it stays with you all life. So remember this. If you join the academy, do well. So since I mentioned about the uh, officer like qualities, what are these? Now this, of course, I'll leave this view foil with the It will be available on Unacademy. I don't know whether on your mobiles, etc., you can read this. But let me tell you a few things. This officer like qualities, they are not like your alert, pairing, flamboyance, how do you look, etc., etc. ये वो picture वाला नहीं है. This is divided into four dimensions in your dossier. Moral dimension, how dynamic you are, how much you are able to influence your men, how much is your intellect, and how are you performing socially. Now, in the moral dimension, do you confine yourself to, do you comply with the honor code of the services? Are you self disciplined when you are not watched? Then, dynamism, do you show courage? Are you a platoon commander when you have to raid after marching of 20 kilometers, which is going to put you in a tremendous physical stress? What are your goals that you set for yourself, and how much of responsibility you take for yourself? All right. Then is influence. How much is your team able to listen to you? How can you influence their minds? Then in the intellect part, it is not your knowledge alone. Whatever has been taught to you in the services subjects or academies, how much are you able to translate into wisdom and apply yourself on ground? So this is how the whole structure is made of the officer like qualities, and you are judged each and every time, particularly when you are not under observation and you are not easily excused. If you see this column, it is written adequate, not adequate, needs improvement. If you need improvement, you will be made to improve. So remember this, your order of merit is fixed. Officer like qualities are very important, and everything is quantified and scored. And this dossier is not bhai-bandi. There is nothing कि इसको कर दो इसको नहीं करो, because this fixes your life, you know. Because when you are in consideration for a 3 star later in life, and there are two people have made it, somebody who's senior will become a 3 star, and somebody who's lost out in order of merit in the academy may retire the same day. So that is the sanctity which is given to the order of merit when we create one in the academy. Now, a small advice to you: if you get selected, what should you do? You must enjoy the journey in the academy. You must try and imbibe best there. If you have a club, try and use that club to honing your skills, photography, golf, whatever. So, what is it that you need to do if you get selected and before you join? First of all, I'd advise all of you to undergo an attitudinal shift. Read some orientation books, not flamboyant books. Read books which are basic on basics of military, like Defeat into Victory by Field Marshal Slim, or A Matter of Honor by Philip Mason. These are the books which describe soldiering, soldiers, routine in the battle, how to be successful, make you a better soldier, better part of the team. Read such kind of books, and they are very easy to read, and they praise Indians and Indian soldiers to skies. Build your physical capacities. Otherwise, in the academy, you will have a handicap, and that handicap, this is what I suffered from. Since I went from a village, so if somebody gave a basketball in my hand, basketball is not known in the academy. Later on, I played basketball in first string of my squadron, but and in a higher level as well. But first time I held a basketball in the academy when I reached there, because Himachal Pradesh and basketball don't go together. All right. So you get a handicap. So build your capacities. What is that capacity? Try and run 5 kilometers around 30 odd minutes. You know, do around 20-25 push-ups and some crunches or sit-ups, whatever you call it. And, two or three chin-ups, underarm or overarm. ये छोटा सा अपनी capacity बनाना चाहिए. And here I always say, focused on athletic approach and not gymming, because that's not what will come in handy. Gymming you can do later when you become officers if you wish, because if you're athletic, you will like to remain that way, I assure you. Swim for around 25 meters. Otherwise, you'll be drinking water, you'll get demotivated, and then the time is less, and then you have to jump 10 meters, etc. So if you know swim 25 meters, it'll be good. My son is a squadron leader in Air Force today. When I prepared him and he joined in 2011, I did all this, what I am telling you. All right. Practice some communication skills. Look in the mirror, talk to yourself, learn the art of, composing your thoughts. Take some calcium supplements if the doctor so suggests you. Otherwise, so that you don't undergo stress fractures in the academy. And adhere to the joining instructions whichever you'll receive when you join an academy. So these are five, six things which I think you must do before you join the academy. I'll say once again, get an attitudinal military orientation by reading these basic books I mentioned to you. And some more you can read, but not operational and strategic books on basics of life. That is why I chose these two books. Build physical capacities. थोड़ा सा भाग लो, थोड़ा सा chin-ups कर लो, sit-ups कर लो, थोड़ा सा athletic बन जाओ, 25 मीटर swimming सीख लो, communication skills, talk to yourself. You know what happens in the military is you have to give orders in, say, Kashmir. You get 30 seconds to tell these boys 10, 11 with you what you have to do. So those 30 seconds you can't waffle. You get that small period of time to communicate what you need to communicate. So that is why there's so much of emphasis on communication skills, calcium supplements, and joining instructions whenever you receive. God willing, all of you join. Armed forces as a career, I've told you, noblest of all. I'll just show you some view foils. You take this, if you join Army, Navy, and Air Force, these are the three picks. You see this tank, the macho thing of 42 tons. When it moves on Earth, the Earth shakes. If a regiment moves 45 tanks together, it looks like a about 1.5 or 2 Richter scale का एक earthquake सा लगता है. And look at these Khalsa boys, infantry. If you join infantry, your head is high and you will do anything, anything. Mechanized forces, infantry, and then there are ships, and then there are fire extinguishers, then there are adventure. What you see, the boat which went around Tarini, the entire world. Surya Kiran, which I mentioned to you of the Air Force, and look at this tank. I have driven a tank like this, 81 centimeters of obstacle, and then it flies in the air and lands on ground. You can imagine if you are sitting on the driver's seat in this tank, or you are as a commander or a firer, or whichever way. Imagine the now again Army, Navy, Air Force, Naval. You become commandos, go sea diving, come back and do offshore raids. On top, what you see is something which you saw Ladakh that happens now, or glacier, Siachen battle school pictures. And Siachen Glacier, you all aware, where we say that fortitude is the norm. If you don't have it, don't come here. And what I show you on the right is important. I have another only 5 odd minutes left for 1 hour session. So I'll touch you. You know, when we say कि हम देश में सोते हैं because ये लोग हमारी सेवा करते हैं, हमारी रक्षा करते हैं. The entire border is fenced. See these two soldiers. If you come with explosive devices, it takes around 3 to 4 minutes to breach this fence and make an entry. That means every point on the fence must be addressed in 3 to 4 minutes. So therefore, the entire fence in Jammu and Kashmir, in snowfall, it is rains, it is dark night, it is Chandni Raat, or whichever way, it is patrolled day and night. And in this manner that I explained. Where do these people sleep? They sleep on mashans on the tree behind, or in a small ad hoc, small shelter somewhere on these hills that you see. And these are hills which are good looking and low lying hills. When you go up north into deeper areas of our Shamshabadi range in Jammu Kashmir के Kashmir area में खास तौर पे towards Sonamarg, which sounds so beautiful otherwise, you imagine the life. So this is the life you lead. But if you do what I have all told you, see these pics. These are pictures of girls of the Officers Training Academy. I intentionally put this picture. The center man, this girl who's there. Firstly, all girls are made. They look like boys in the academy. Haircut, this, that, dress, sub, all equal. This smile you can't get even if you crack, IM and IITs and things like this. This happens only when you have put your body and mind to the test that I mentioned to you. And if you join services, You will join the rocket force, aviation, and the life that you lead. These rockets fire to the range of 90 kilometers. The target doesn't even know from where it has been hit. I was a general officer commanding of this force. So choose for yourself. As far as I'm concerned, I can only say that this is the, if I was again 16, I would go to National Defense Academy yet again. Now, boys and girls, I talk about leadership. That's a separate lesson that I take, but I wanted to leave certain, this view file I wanted to leave with you. Whatever I have said today, the fundamentals of success, which I used to tell all officers and my command was, these are professional knowledge, integrity, tenacity, managing your men, time management, fitness, and some traits which are, you know, which are unique to young age. Professional knowledge paramount, that separates you from men that you command who are nearly equal or maybe richer than you. This you all know. Tenacity means never, 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 never give in. And comradeship is I am because you are. I am because we are. I am because we are. Understand the meaning. Time management is eat that frog. Eat that frog. Ugly part, don't shy. Confront it. And fitness and traits. This sometime there is a separate session I generally take for about hour plus on these 7 traits with some illustrative examples. It is interesting. Sometime I do talk to colleges and the military academies to date. So if I get a chance, I'll share these with you. Since I was DGNCC, the Unacademy just mentioned that I could perhaps share something on National Cadet Corps. This is the largest uniformed organization of the world. It is 14.2 lakh cadets today, 15,000 instructors and officers, and it is a silent revolution. I call this एक मूक आंदोलन, silent revolution meaning each cadet touches the lives of 10 more. So therefore, actually, through this National Cadet Corps, you are touching around more than 10 million people at any one time. Those of you are familiar with this, you will agree with this. And if some of you have been part of NCC, great. What does it do? It builds in you the essential capabilities. It doesn't help you to just join services. It builds in you some qualities of character, discipline, comradeship, adventure, and sacrifice, and makes you a leader in all walks of life, whether you join services or you don't. And approach, it's a window to tell you what life in services is. That is the secondary aim of NCC. Unity and discipline, and it's a channelizer of energy. I have 2 messages to give you before I conclude. Since you have a session scheduled much later, I'll take this liberty of 5 odd minutes more. Uh, Firstly, what is the advice that I want to give you? My first advice is whatever you're doing, you all students, most of you, education is you have no, the backdrop is you have no control over the circumstances you are born under. You are born in a village, you are born in a city, you are born to a rich parent, you are born to a small parent, income groups, caste, creed, you have no control over it. What is it that will put you on equal pedestal in life? It is education. Education meaning academics, it means grooming yourself all round. It's a liberating force, equalizing force, and democratizing force. I will not say more on this. It liberates you. It जन्म की असमानताओं से आपको दूर ले जाता है एंड सभ्य समाज का निर्माण होता है थ्रू दिस field of education. So listen to your mentors, listen to your teachers, listen to your parents, listen to yourself, analyze yourself and grow. And this is a story I want to tell you. The second message, that how to separate great from good. I always give this story of 212 degrees in life. I don't think many people would have known about this, but एक कहानी सुनाता हूँ. जब पानी जो होता है, जब उसकी बर्फ होती है नीचे फ्रिज के अंदर, फ्रीजर में, तो उसका उपयोग होता है. You make a drink with it, you make rasna with it. If you have an injury, to take care of the inflammation, you apply it on the injury that you had. Utility. Warm it. It becomes normal, melts. Good to drink in hot weather. Warm it a little more. Then गुनगुना पानी बन जाता है. Good for morning, good for throat, good for gargling. Heat a little more. Then it is still useful for sanitizing bottles, children, and this, that, etc., etc. Heat little more. Make tea with it. Make coffee with it. Heat little more. It begins to boil. Now, water from all these stages has relevance. It has use. But the lid on the कंटेनर, पतीले का ढक्कन गिरता नहीं है जब तक वो उबलता हुआ पानी का वाष्पीकरण नहीं होता है, till it turns into steam. Because with steam comes power. Steam drives ships. Steam drove locomotives in yesteryears. It is that extra degree when the boiling water turns to steam is 212 degrees. Till 211 degrees, you are all relevant. But with that extra degree, you get power. So, always attempt in life to go for this extra degree in small or big things that you do. All right. So, two messages: education liberates you, equal pedestal overcomes all. If you think you are too good, imagine that somebody is giving you competition by this concept and that extra degree to separate great from good. And now I rest my case here. And once again, thank you very much for all of you. Large number of you have joined. And National Cadet Corps, someday if I give you a session, it will open your eyes. What is this organization? And of course, fundamentals of leadership. It's a great introspection of what we should be doing in life. So I wish you the very best. May you go places. May the best happen to you. I have chosen necessarily to talk at 1 o'clock so that I could get some bit of extra time for the session. And God bless you all. Any questions or anything anyone wants to ask, say, comment, I'll be very, it'll be a pleasure. क्या करना है? Messages. I have one or two questions here which says that NDA ka SSB or Army ka SSB is similar. Now these SSBs for these two academies are located in the same places, but you are tested separately, because when you are tested for NDA, you are 16 years or below. And when you are tested for the academies like OTA and IMA, you are already graduates. So you are not tested together. The batches schedules are separate. But what is looked for in a cadet, in a prospective cadet, is similar to what I have mentioned to you. Another question that, no. Cardozo. Okay. Okay. As the former commandant of the OTA, what OLQs would you look at in a candidate? This is another question. Yeah. Before that, there is a question asked by Bhavya. Why aren't girls eligible for NDA? Girls are yet not eligible for NDA because their permanent commission lies through Short Service Commission. And National Defense Academy is not a pre-commissioning training academy for Short Service Commission. And someday, perhaps it will happen. But good way to go is our officer training academies as well. They are equally good way to go. Kocher sir has asked me, what was the former commandant of OTA? What OLQs were you look in a candidate? This was my focal area of the presentation. Let me repeat once again. What would the platoon commanders look at in the officer-like qualities? Firstly, I told you that officer-like qualities are, because this is important. Let me take a bit of time so that even in the SSB this comes in handy. 5 domains: moral, dynamism, influence, intellect, and social. What is it in the moral domain? Your value system. I gave you example of when that cadet was asked that whose weapon did you carry. Now that reply is not a good reply from a cadet. Although he spoke the truth, he didn't tell a lie. Not that I took it amiss, but I wanted to tell them that in a team, your value system should be take the team along. But tomorrow he may carry your weapon. He's your colleague. You know, an example for value system. And what do? I caught a group of cadets one day when I was commandant. I was a nasty commandant. So a group of the cadets on a unannounced, unscheduled training time were moving dressed, which is not, is the not the stipulated dress in the academy how you should move and what you should do. So what you do when you're not under observation is something that is looked at seriously, which you're not coerced to. In dynamism is what kind of goals you set yourself, how much confident you are, how much of courage do you show, do you apply knowledge to wisdom, do you take responsibility for action. If your raid fails, do you keep blaming on कि इसकी वजह से नहीं हुआ, I told them this. It doesn't happen like in a school or college कि ma'am, you all must see that movie Scent of a Woman. You must have seen, most of you. Scent of a Woman, Al Pacino giving that famous speech discourse in the school. You know, take responsibility for your actions. If things go wrong, don't blame. He did it. He did it. You know, be a team person. As far as influence is concerned, do you set personal example or you are a talker? And how does your team listen to you? In intellectual domain, we see how original are you. Are you a copybook manner, cut and paste manner, or you innovate? Because making mistakes is always accepted. Your communication skills, and do you learn from experiences or no? Like, for example, in your first camp, you made a mistake. In the second camp, do you repeat it or have you improved on it? Your dozier will tell you this, and you will be, graded accordingly. In the social domain is, do you keep in mind the honor code of services and so on and so forth? Do you comply with the uh, customs and traditions of the military? What is next? OLQs. Now this is done. There is another question I saw. Arkesman needs to move up. And just scroll and hold, and I'll try and see a question. Yeah. Sir, do you recommend what is this? No, just scroll up. No, these two are there on this view file. But when you move up, then the thing is, it comes by. Yeah, something wrong. Sir, do you recommend getting what is this? Married when? Sir, do you recommend getting married? Somebody talking about marriage, that's nice. Oh, क्या बात करते हो यार? Do you recommend getting married if there is huge risk in life? अरे 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 99.9% officers of the military are married. For the ladies of military, it's a way of life. It's the greatest family you'll ever live in. Your wife, your children, the organization takes care of you. And the people who die in the military action are lower than the people who die on the roadside, on accidents, on every day, due to alcoholism, due to whatever. अरे 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 बिल्कुल नहीं. जरूर शादी करो. The family, and military is a way of life. It is your family, your children, they are so well groomed. And ये तो डरने से कोई, ये तो सोचना ही नहीं. Marriage is a very good institution, and it is such a respected institution in the services. Yeah, Arkisman, let's just go up a little more. ये तो हो गया. Sir, how can this is done? NDA is done. Okay, do you recommend her? How can girls join army after 10th? Girls can join army after graduation in the Officers Training Academy in Chennai. That's the only academy that trains girl cadets. And if you are a NCC C certificate holder, then there are 4 or 6 vacancies per batch. Otherwise, you compete in open and you make it. Okay, next. What? Why Hindi is not necessary for NDA? Why Hindi is not necessary? Hindi is necessary everywhere. ये प्रश्न हमें समझ नहीं आया. हिंदी की when I joined the National Defence Academy, I took part in the first term in the debate for Hindi debate. And हिंदी की तो बहुत वहाँ पर वैल्यू है. हिंदी इज लाइक गवर्नमेंट ऑर्डर्स. यू हैव सप्ताह होता है, उसका पक्ष होता है, और वो सब correspondence is done in Hindi on a particular day. This is fiction. Hindi is given due importance. Pakhwada. So maybe you are saying that you can't take an examination in Hindi as of now. This I am not sure, but Hindi में अभी तक परीक्षा होती नहीं है because basic English knowledge is tested. Okay, next. Next, please. To live in 21st century, why aren't the girls eligible for NDA? I explained to you. Bhavya, you asking this second time. Now, girls are given commission through short service training. It's a short service commission. Then now the Supreme Court has allowed uh, permanent commission after short service commission. So someday, till the policies are revised, the vacancies are very far and few where the women can be employed as of today. Okay, but believe me, if you are looking for adventure in life, go to OTA. You will not regret having joined, not having joined NDA. Chennai, I have seen them train. I go and talk to them every year, so it will be great. Yeah. Sir, can a medical student join OTA? Yes, you can join. You should be a graduate, but you should be a graduate. What is the difference between OTA and NDA? NDA is National Defense Academy. It's Tri-Service Academy. It is not a commissioning academy. When you finish 3 years in academy, you have to go to Indian Military Academy or Air Force Academy or Naval Academy. Officers Training Academy is when you finish graduation and you join the Officers Training Academy, and you get commissioned for 10 to 14 years, and then selected number based on performance get permanent commission. So that is what happens in OTA. From NDA, you go to Indian Military Academy or Air Force Academy or Naval Academy. Okay. Sir, how to improve English? एकेडमी ज्वाइन करने, मेरे को आपके प्रश्न से नेहा ये लग रहा है कि आपकी इंग्लिश तो सही है, अच्छा लिखा है आपने। और दूसरा, मैं आपको बहुत प्रसन्न हूं कि आपने ये प्रश्न पूछा। दैट मीन्स यू हैव ए इनोसेंट एंड गुड माइंड। ओके, सो हैव फेथ इन योर सेल्फ, हैव बिलीफ इन योर सेल्फ, ट्राई एंड इम्प्रूव। आई लर्न इंग्लिश थ्रू डिक्शनरी। मेरे तो गांव में कभी इंग्लिश कोई बोलता ही नहीं था, आज भी नहीं बोलते हैं। लाइक आई टोल्ड यू, माई विलेज डजंट शो गूगल इवन टुडे। लेकिन हमने सब सीखा, धीरे धीरे सीखेंगे। एसएसबी के अंदर इंग्लिश का इतना महत्व नहीं है, but it gives you confidence, it makes you feel little above others. So therefore it's a good thing, gradual process. Try and learn by yourself. Learn by yourself, look at in the mirror and talk every day. How was my yesterday? Talk for 2 3 minutes. Learn correct grammar. When you type messages on your social media, don't use this media language. Social media language, it has spoiled our country. As an officer, for officers, I used to really, okay. Next, तो आप अच्छा करेंगे. I am studying in class 12 biology. I can join army after graduation. You can. After 12th, you can join NDA also. Yes. Sir, can you tell us about the process of NDA exam and SSB? Now, this is actually, I wanted to tell you about the life in the academy and what we do in leadership training. But there are sessions today which are scheduled for how to crack an NDA exam and what to do for SSB also. There's a separate session. Okay. Does NDA give short service commission or permanent? Permanent commission. Dhruv Sahib, permanent commission. Uttarakhand. Sir, how to improve English grammar and English speaking? ये बच्चे मैंने, आप पहाड़ी बच्चे हैं, उत्तराखंड से हैं। हम जैसे हिमाचल से, मैंने आपको बताया था। इस प्रश्न का उत्तर आपको स्वयं ही देना है, अपने आप को कम नहीं समझना है। एंड कैरी ऑन, बिलीव योरसेल्फ। जय हिंद सर, I prepared for NDA but could not crack even written exam and could not succeed in TES entry also. Now I am preparing for CDS. Please guide me how to prepare for. Don't give up. Tenacity is paramount importance, and cracking the CDS exam is a session which you must not forget. This is in the afternoon, if I am not wrong. Go for it. Sir, can we speak Hindi in SSB? Yes, you can. But speaking English has an advantage, but you can speak Hindi. No issues. I could speak English only in broken English. Lieutenant, good to see some lieutenant asking a message. Lieutenant Lakshay Dikshit. Sir, in your views, what are the things which you want from NDA cadet? NDA cadet, I want somebody who can be made into a man. I want those officer-like qualities which I've emphasized throughout this session. I want him to be a person with a strong resolve. I want him to practice tenacity. I must tell you an example. In National Defense Academy, I was trying to do some physical training activity and I broke my arm. I fractured into 2 pieces. I was in plaster for about 8 or 9 months in 2 wings. I lost 1 term. And very difficult thereafter to carry out training in the academy. But I made it a point to pass my rope test, which after fracture of a hand, right hand. I learned how to write Hindi and how to write with my left hand, and passed all academic exams. And rope, ultimately, I passed with uh, in second class rope, which is beyond mandatory requirement, not at the top, but beyond mandatory. So tenacity is what you look in a man, be a team person, and have those officer-like qualities which I just explained to you, which you can see from this view foil will be retained in the unacademy. I take share it whichever way you want to do. But then if you do well in these, then you are a good cadet and you will pass out very high in order of merit. I think I was also quite fairly high in order of merit when I passed out from NDA. Yes, sir. Sir, please give us motivation to clear NDA exam and join NDA. Yes, sir. You can all do it. Pratyush Thakur, sir, you can do it. परीक्षा को पास करने के लिए आसान नहीं समझिए, लेकिन इसको पढ़िएगा. बिना पढ़ने से ऐसे ही पास नहीं होगा. थिंक एनडीए all the time. Think services all the time. Read the syllabus very carefully. Clear the exam and go to SSB with those 4 5 virtues. Firstly, a simple mind, trainable mind. They are not looking for trained cadets in SSBs. They are looking somebody who can be trained. They are looking for people who will who don't have kinks in their personality. They are looking for people who are team people and who show resolve, determination. These are 4 5 features. Just don't forget them, and you will make it. Next, please. How is your life as a soldier out of the world? Who's asked this question? It is great. Gautam, Gautam ji. That means you're from South India. Life as a soldier is unparalleled. Unparalleled. You are serving in either of the places which I showed you with Sam Manekshaw in the trench, or in the high altitude, or in a tank, or on a commando course, or it is in a militant chasing, or it is in fence protection, and that is only operational part. But life in social life, your personal life is all well structured. It is not only all the time you are fighting. Your family life, your entertainment, the best of movies you see within the first week at cost of 20 odd rupees in a month. Sorry, 20 odd rupees or maybe 40 rupees. You know, the best of movies which are just released on Friday, you can see it on Sunday. Then swimming, sports, squash, riding, schools, your own schools, your parents, teachers, medical care, everything is structured. It is a beautiful life. Enough parties also if you're thinking of parties, but parties are not like youngsters outside, but enough time to celebrate and have a ball and a blast. Okay, next. Jain sir, I am Kumar Yadav, Anil Kumar Yadav from Bihar. I want to know, first time you got command and ordered a soldier to shoot, how did you feel at that time? Uh, I would say that I never most soldiers don't get a chance to see somebody in front of them and then shoot, unless it's a special operation. It is nothing like what you see in films. But a given situation, let me illustrate to you. In one night in 2001, when I was commanding my unit, we had two operations. In which there was somebody who tried to run away from our cordon. So then I told our boys, and Bachchan Babu was the name of the soldier. Babu, shoot him on the thigh. So he shot him on the thigh. He survived. I took him to the hospital. But that was a turning point in militancy in the area that I was responsible for. Then there was one time a very, mortar attack. Mortar is a kind of a gun. So the mortar attack took place, and in that mortar attack, we recovered it during a live attack. That means 49 bombs were yet not fired by them. I took a body of troops, I led it myself, and it's a red letter day. I'll remember that day and that contribution till the day I am burnt on Chita, till I close my eyes. That operation always comes in front of my eyes, and it was with the team I did, and we chased away all the militants, and we saved perhaps maybe 50, 100 lives on a live attack on a town like Rajouri, which is so congested. Prashant, how was the experience at OTA, and what all lessons can a student learn from there? OTA, the lessons you learn is what I explained to you, that how to be a man. Let me summarize it this way. From a child, you become a man. From a child student, the academies are makers of men. Sir, life in NDA. Can girls join special forces? Not yet, but someday they will. Infantry you can't join. Special forces are part of infantry. So infantry, artillery, still the girls are not allowed. How's life in NDA, OTA, IMA transform boys into gentlemen? They are all makers of men. Boys, must go through this experience. This somebody is asking from some Krishnan. Krishnan sir, this experience is there's a movie on YouTube or somewhere, Cradle for Leadership, National Defense Academy. Just see it. I saw that because I was a civilian when I joined, so it movie is shown to all cadets. So when I saw this, so I said, okay, I feel proud I'm in an establishment which will turn me into a man, and that is why I remember NDA. Yes, sir. See that movie. Yes, sir. Next, please. Can I join Air Force if my 12th marks are 50? That's you please see. I don't think it's 54% and 35% you can. But check the recruitment rules. I am not sure. But I don't think, but you can. How can I build OLQ? Just remember those 9 qualities that I told you, and everything that you do in life. Oh, everything you do in life, try and remember this. Those that qualities, how do you apply yourself? Who is this lady now? Bravo. Sir, if you still remember Jodhpur visit, it was an honor meeting you in NCC uniform, and you'll make sure that take a picture with you after I get into forces for sure. Oh my God. So, boys and girls, this is me, and this is Brava. I don't know, I'm taking the name right, but I do remember meeting her because this is Jodhpur where I had gone for a visit and talked to our NCC cadets. What a pleasure! Being Director General of National Cadet Corps was an extreme pleasure. Extreme. All the best, bache. Do well. And let's click a picture when you are an officer. Or even otherwise. Okay. Can you speak in Hindi? Yes. How can girls join army after 12th? Jasleen ji, after graduation, Short Service Commission, how to prepare for NDA? Can an MBBS student write CDS and join OTA? MBBS is a degree, but डॉक्टर बन के थोड़ा सा ये ज्वाइन करके मैंने आज तक किसी को देखा नहीं. But I have seen people leave MBBS and join NDA. My batchmates have done this. Like I told you, I left Punjab Engineering College, President of India's scholarship, to join National Defense Academy. Similarly, people who are doing MBBS also left, who are doing IIT also left and joined NDA. But after doing a degree in medicine, I don't see anybody joining. I'll not advise you to join as well. It's a very different domain. It is difficult to continue SSB in English for a rural background. नहीं बच्चे घबराना नहीं. प्रीति जी, प्रीति नरवाल, बिल्कुल नहीं घबराना. आप हिंदी भी बोल सकती हैं. डरना नहीं है, घबराना नहीं है. थोड़ा इंग्लिश सीखिए, जितना सीखिए सही कीजिए. और मैं हिंदी में आज भी बोलता हूँ. अगर मुझे आज का ये लेक्चर हिंदी में देना पड़ता तो मेरा सौभाग्य होता. Don't worry, you are not let down, and I am a 3-star, the highest rank you can reach in the army, other than chief. तो आप घबराना नहीं प्लीज. व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एनडीए एंड ओटीए? माय गॉड. एनडीए तो बेटा वो 12वीं के बाद होता है और परमानेंट कमीशन होता है. आर्मी नेवी एयरफोर्स का ट्रेनिंग इकट्ठा होता है. ओटीए इज आफ्टर ग्रेजुएशन. इट इज फॉर शॉर्ट सर्विस कमीशन एंड इट इज फॉर आर्मी. ओके. How do we develop public speaking skills? Look at the mirror, choose a topic, and talk to yourself. Look at your expressions, look at eye contact, and talk good English with good grammar. Talk to yourself. And वैसे भी अच्छा होता है शीशे में देख के बात करना. Sir, is there a specific reason why girls are not allowed to NDA exam? I told you this. Is there a scope for cyber security as ethical hacker in the Indian Army? I am in 11th class. If you join army, you join Corps of Signals, you specialize in cyber security, you will get assignments of that kind. And otherwise, there are some organizations in the military where you can work as a in hacking for a while, and which are defense related, and they are currently not classified in open domain, but you can. Cyber warriors is something that the prime minister also says that let's look at youngsters as cyber warriors. But those organizations, if you give me a call sometime, I'll explain to you. Oh my God, this girl is too good. Thank you. Sir, do we get an opportunity to study in IIT after completing NDA Army and get into the Air Force? Yes. From the services, you have limited vacancies in IITs. And there is a competitive examination. If you join Army, Navy, and Air Force, people do IIT, Kanpur. My son is doing post graduation. He is coordinator in Air Force. He is doing it for defense DIAT, Defense Institute for Armament and Technology. And otherwise, he would have done from Bangalore or maybe Kanpur or something. But he got in DIAT, and my staff officer as commandant has just topped MTech from IIT Roorkee. He stood first. Okay. Sir, I'll be preparing for NDA SSP. Coaching is okay. Coaching is a double-edged weapon. I suggest you take advice from, but I won't say that, take advice from somebody who is an SSB experienced gentleman. Uh, when my son went for SSB, I did send him to a coaching institute for a period of 5 6 days. It orients you, but you should not get fixated. If you are able कि इंद्रियों पे नियंत्रण रख के you will overcome fixation, then coaching is a good idea. Otherwise, coaching fixates you and generally you become artificial. And if you become artificial, the academy rejects you. But if you are asking for my advice, be cautious. For experience sake, you can go to a good academy. Don't go to any academy. And don't go by what they tell you. Those answers will not suit your personality. Follow your personality. This is what my advice to you will be. This we have answered. I think done. Arkisman. So remains for me to thank you all and God bless you and wish you a good day ahead and great times. And thank you, Arkisman, for organizing all that you did. Bless you. कैसा? हैं? खत्म हो गया?